Hello and welcome to Tales Unlimited. Today's Batchery prompt is number 99. A trio of thugs break into a pet shop only to learn the place is really a prison for mythical creatures. Okay, there's this pet shop far and away, way out in the country. Um, and these three good old boys are approached with a sweet offer. The client hits them online, um, pays them up front, says you have 3 days to either do this job or give me my money back. And if I get my money back or what I want, I will kill you. You each get paid 10 grand a piece. Like, okay, what do you want? In the back of this pet shop is basically is a safe. I don't want the safe. I want what's over it. It's a clock. Simple garden variety clock. I want you to steal the clock, get out. That's all I want. Do that, we're cool. For real. You want me to, what about the safe? Leave the safe alone. There's nothing in the safe. It's just maybe junk, uh, papers, but there's nothing of value in the safe, as far as I know. Just steal the clock over the safe and get out. That's all I want. For 30 grand. For 30 grand. You have 3 days. Screw me, you die. And it's back and forth. And the guy who brings you the job's like a middleman. He's like, this dude's for real. Seriously. Keep that money and don't spend a dime or pull off this job. So you three are looking at each other going, oh, we'll pull this off. So you have a map of the store, clock's in the back, you shimmy the lock, you slip into the back, shut down the alarm, and the guy who runs the pet shop, you actually did your homework on this guy where he lives. Dude's like a hunter, naturalist, he's been all over the world, he's been in magazines and stuff. He lives maybe, I don't know, half a kilometer away. It's weird. Dude has his own pet shop. You think he'd live in his pet shop. He was so close, but it's like a one-story building, and it's just packed. And you're looking at all these animals, and one of you goes up front to check the door, and that's when you notice, okay, you're in there, and all these animals just they were asleep. The dude's moving quiet now. All just wake up. They all look at him, and none of them make a sound. He finds it a little creepy, and he's looking out the door. And dude goes to this clock. He's looking around. He's like, something's wrong with this clock, man. I don't know what it is, but get ready to move, all right? You outside, okay? So third guy goes outside. And the main guy, the brains, he pops the clock. And sure enough, there's something on the other side of the clock. It's some weird thing put on the wall. And the second he removes the clock, it starts to glow. Pulses like an alarm. He's seen enough alarms before going to jail to know, okay, that's an alarm. It's like, dude, get out, come on, move. And the lead guy runs for the back. The dude in front, he starts screaming. He starts screaming because all the animals, now that the clock's been removed, now that the locking stone has been removed, they're able to revert to their true forms. And they're growing and mutating and morphing, and the dude's pulls his gun and he starts running and shooting and running and shooting. You actually see him, you actually see the chaos happening behind him, and you're running for the door, and he runs for the door, and he almost made it out when something with tentacles grabs him around the waist and pulls him back in, and his left foot made it out the door, but not the rest of him. And you're like, oh my God, run, run, run! And you have to clock like a football, and and the dude has like a pickup truck. He's like, drive! You jump in the back, drive, drive! And the pet shop explodes as something gigantic starts to like rear its ugly head over through the roof. And like, oh my God, what is that? What is that? But a thing that was on the wall flashing, it wasn't an alarm. It was a bomb. Boom. Pet shop, everything inside of it. Boom. It was a self-destruct. And you're looking at the clock, like, I don't know, what the hell? Man, Leon's dead, man. And you guys go to the rendezvous point. You hand it up to the guy who sets up things. Like, okay, keep your money. Have a nice. And that's that. Or so you thought. It takes about 2 days for the guy who owned that shop to track you down. And your boy, he gave you up quick. And he ended up in the paper the next day, and you're like, oh, snap. So you're literally like packing up to run out of town when your door gets kicked in. And then comes the guy who was the hunter, and he basically puts a gun in your face and goes, okay, who's got my clock? What was that, man? It's like, it's none of your business. Who's got the clock? And you give up the name of your fence, and he goes, thank you. And he puts a bullet in you. So what was the backstory? You never know from your perspective. But if you wrote it from someone else's perspective, it might have been something like this guy captured dangerous creatures, put them in his pet shop as a prison. The clock was the thing that bound them to animal form, and the thing on the wall blows them up. And someone wanted to shut him down, or maybe someone wanted to let the critters out but didn't know about his failsafe. How would you do it? It doesn't have to be a pet shop. It could be a library. I mean, you saw Goosebumps, right? It could be a China shop, and you literally have a bull in the form of a minotaur walking in. Go with your imagination on this one. All right, I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited. Please check out talesunlimited.net for the podcast and the book links. Podcasts are the Batchery Daily Prompt and the Disturbing Thought of the Day. This is the second to last of both of those. I'm transitioning into a third podcast, but there are 100 of them, or will be as of the 20th of April. So please check them out. Also, there are book links. Think ebook and print. Connect to Amazon. You can go to talesunlimited.net, find the book links under current titles, and check them, and they'll take you straight there. Ebook and print, reasonably priced. What are these books about? One series is the Batchery series. It's meant for those wanting to become novelists, for people who've spent too many years trying to write a novel without a system. Well, the Batchery system is within these books. 200 short stories, a little wisdom on how to use it, and it just lets you go. You could get started in a day. And the logic is you can write books, sell books, make money, build your brand while you're working on your first novel. And on top of that, there are 200 unusual writing prompts for storytellers of any stripe, from GMs to short story writers, game designers, screenwriters, comic book writers, even novelists who've written books, have no problems doing it, but maybe just could use a strange idea to run with. That's Batchery. Then there are 2 anthology series, short story collections, 25 stories to a book. There's the Unheroic series, and then there's the Book of Schemes. Unheroic's about unlikely heroes saving the day. Like, what if a math prodigy who went to Harvard has to solve a math problem, more like discernment really, before it explodes? An unlikely hero, right? Or the Book of Schemes, about diabolical, twisted, funny, whatever schemes. Well, what if there was a ghost who did contracts for other ghosts? Like, he's a bit more powerful. He could appear to mortals and say, look, so-and-so got killed. I know who did it. Pay me some money. I can make this right. A ghost, a spectral hitman, really. How's that for twisted? And then there's iVillain. Think of it as super villain fiction, told from the perspective of Benjamin Clyde, gentleman fixer, dude in a suit. He lives in a town that's a superhuman crime capital of the world. And last year, there were all these heroes slaughtered, like 99+% of them gone. He helped. What was his secret? Well, he has the best mercs money can buy. And some of his mercs did it in the heroes. And his mercs have also toppled governments, saved them. They work for all sides of the law. No questions asked, as long as the money and the job are real. And then one night, he's forced to give up his multi-billion-dollar empire over a bad job, basically. No more money, no more minions, and he's forced to fight crime personally on the streets of a place worse than Gotham City in the comic books. His life expectancy is crap, yet he thrives. Why? Because he didn't tell anybody about his Black Ops past or the superpowers that he's trying not to use anymore. And now he has to step out. And when he does so with a bang. He starts a new business called iVillain. With the heroes basically an endangered species, someone's got to kill the worst villains and steal their money. That's Benjamin Clyde. All right, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and this is Tales Unlimited. I'll see you tomorrow.